Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the graduation ceremony for graduates of the Faculty of Asian and International Studies and the Faculty of Humanities. In a few minutes, the graduation ceremony will commence. The procession of staff will enter first. After a brief pause, the university fanfares will announce the entry of the dais party. I will signal to you by this action that you are to rise and remain standing until both the staff procession and the dais party are seated. Please do not stand until I ask you to. May I also remind you that flash photography is prohibited in this auditorium. For the mutual comfort and enjoyment of all members of the audience, the university requests your cooperation in observing this rule.
Acting Vice-Chancellor, Foundation Chancellor Sir Theodore Bray, Senator Bill O'Chee, Consul General Philippides, former Deputy Chancellor Miss Patience Toms, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. It is customary for the University and its guests to gather as a body for the purpose of conferring academic awards on its graduates. On behalf of the Chancellor of Griffith University, Mr. Justice McCrossan, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this evening's graduation ceremony. The conferral of an academic degree marks the culmination of years of study and unremitting dedication on the part of each graduate. It is one of the truly memorable events in a student's life and is therefore a time for happiness and celebration. On behalf of the University, I extend a special welcome to our graduates who are here with their family and friends, and I congratulate them all on their success. Tonight is also a special occasion for our distinguished guests, Mr. Louis Nara and Mr. Ray Crook. In honour of Mr. Nara's outstanding contributions to literature and Mr. Crook's outstanding contributions to art, Griffith University will be bestowing on them its degree of Doctor of the University. More will be said later about Mr. Nara and Mr. Crook in these proceedings, but in the meantime I extend to them both a very special welcome. We are delighted that they are able to share with us this important event in the life of this university. 1966 is a significant year for Griffith University, marking as it does our 25th anniversary. Throughout this university year, members of the university community will have the opportunity to reflect on Griffith's past and join together in celebration of its many achievements. Since its establishment in 1971, Griffith has maintained a unique vision and a distinctive mission in pursuit of academic excellence and in the provision of community service. Its commitment to a collaborative and interdisciplinary approach to teaching and research, together with a progressive and innovative outlook, has seen the university chart a new patch and a new path across the higher education landscape. At Griffith, our degree courses have been carefully structured to reflect the constantly changing face of future trends and worldwide directions. The courses we pioneered in public policy and administration, environmental science, Asian relations, and technology management, to name but a few, are long-standing examples of Griffith's innovation in course development. Today, Griffith University enjoys a national reputation for excellence in many fields. It is one of Australia's fastest-growing universities. In 1996, the university will have some 20,000 students on 5 campuses from Brisbane to the Gold Coast, with a 6th campus to be established at Meadowbrook in Logan City. Griffith has received an additional 1,150 places for the period 1996 to 1998, and of these, 60% will be allocated to the Gold Coast campus and 40% to the new campus at Logan. The strong demand for Griffith University courses was clearly demonstrated in the overall number of applications for admission lodged for 1996. Despite a nationwide decrease in the overall number of students applying to higher education institutions, Griffith University received more applications per quota place than any other university in Queensland. All faculties, colleges, divisions and campuses have contributed to the university's success, and all members of the university community are to be congratulated. This evening, our graduates are from the Faculty of Humanities and the Faculty of Asian and International Studies. Both faculties were among the 4 original academic divisions of this university, and both have grown and adapted to the ever-changing needs of an increasingly complex world. Other significant developments which have occurred within the Faculty of Asian and International Studies have included the faculty's first intensive Vietnamese studies subject over the summer vacation and the introduction of this year of a new major in Thai studies and Thai language. Tonight, we are pleased to welcome the graduates from those faculties, as well as the recent appointment of Professor Oh Yul Kwon to the Foundation Chair in Korean Studies, which will further enhance the faculty's present high standing both within the university community and in the wider community. This year is an historic one for both faculties of Humanities and the Faculty of Asian and International Studies. In July this year, the 2 faculties will combine to form a new Faculty of Arts and International Studies. This will bring together the majority of the university's academic activity within the humanities and social sciences and will provide real benefits for undergraduate students, staff and the wider community. Allow me to return now to the students who have completed their studies and who are to receive their awards tonight. They have demonstrated a command of the knowledge and skills necessary for their chosen field of endeavour, as well as a willingness to persist with the level of discipline needed for high achievement in any field. Together, these qualities provide an excellent foundation for establishing a successful career. Our graduates tonight join an impressive company of people who have already achieved success and acclaim in Australia and overseas. Our new graduates will, I am sure, make an equal contribution. As we continue with this evening's proceedings, I express warm congratulations to each of the graduates and extend to them our best wishes for their lives ahead. I now call on the Deans to present the graduates from their respective faculties who are to receive their awards at this ceremony.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Asian and International Studies.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts in Modern Asian Studies. Mark Bartholomews, Angela Bennett, Fiona Brandis, Robin Brandis, Brett Brooks, Trudy Brown, Ian Burns, Kelman Burton, Michelle Cheshire, Darryl Clark, Bronwyn Caulfield, Jodie Cousins, Cassie Cross, Victoria Dean, Simone Dennis, Catherine Dicker, Michael Doyle, David Edwards, Alison Elwood, Hope Flack, Elizabeth Flynn, Michael Frost, Jodie Gray, Sam Hall, Tracy Hertzlet, Trina Hill, Rebecca Horrigan, Carolyn Kirby, Michelle Kleinig, Tracy Larty, Neil Leibinger, Brendan Lutwich, Kylie McPhail, Kelly Manton, Gregory McGoldrick, Laura McKean, Lara Milsom, Junichi Miyashita, Tina Nguyen, Lawrence Potter, Renee Power, Benjamin Reeder, Joy Richards, Richard Romand, Alexandra Schult, Judith Staggs, Paul Stronach, Alexandra Turner, Rashanok von Flew, Dean Wenke, Andrea Wilson, Craig Yipinaza, Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of International Business. Narelle Armstrong, Samantha Barnum, Katie Barraclough. Nancy Bartlett. Renee Belcher. Anthony Bieber. Jacqueline Bowen. Ashley Brown. Melinda Brown. Christopher Bull. Stephen Butler. Tony Kalusic. Annette Card. Paul Casson. Trevor Chan. Emmy Chen. Jessica Chen. Gillis Chow. Jeffrey Chua. Martin Cole. Kelly Dalling. Kate Davies. Maria Fe de los Santos. Hayley Diplock. Greg Ellis. Pauline Fitz. Linda Forbes. Chrissy Foreman. Michael Frost. Alina Go. Jamie Grant. Susan Grant. Pavneesh Gupta. Susan Harper. Harun. Loma Hennessy. Catherine Hill. Christopher Horsburgh. Melinda Hughes. Elizabeth Hunter. Paul Hunter. Sudarshan Kanagaratnam. Michelle Carney. Rebecca King. Xu Hui Kuo. Vanessa Kyle. James Land. Abigail Lau. Mary Lee, Natalie Lehman, Michelle Locke, Rachel Long, Marie-Claire Manjol, Carolyn Marshall, Zhao Ying Mason, Marcelo Mussi, Peter MacDonald, Jacqueline Menkins, Megan Mimnor, David Moe, Rachel Moran, Christy Muller, Roshni Pandi, Aaron Paul, John Flaum, Melinda Quill, Elke Reinstadler, Hanjin Ree, Lisa Richardson, Peter Roberts, Victoria Sharp, Peter Simpson, Daniel Sparrow, Debbie Staish, Kate Stankovic, Kylie Stapleton, Teddy Sumantri, Rebecca Tame, Colin Thompson, Serene Tong, Carla Trevor, Lisa Turner, Alison Vile, Tanya Walker, Fiona Weedman, Lisa White, Pamela Williams, Stephen Rook, Kenneth Yao, Diana Yong, Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Medal for Achievement in the Bachelor's Degree course may be awarded annually to the graduate with the highest academic achievement in the course. The medal is not awarded if there is no candidate of sufficient merit. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present the graduate who has been granted the 1995 Asian Studies Medal, Alexandra Turner. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present the graduate who has been granted the 1995 International Business Medal, Melinda Brown. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present two graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts with Second Class Honours Division A in Modern Asian Studies, Robert Morrison. George Ray. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Graduate Diploma of Indonesian Language. Melinda Brown. Martin Cole. Tracy Larty. Lara Milsom. Rashanok von Flew. And now, belatedly, I can present Melinda Brown. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present two graduates who have been granted the Graduate Diploma of Japanese Language. Elizabeth Hunter. Kelly Manton. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Master of Arts in International Studies, Grace Lynn. Donna Marshall. Paul Ross. Lisa Soon. And that concludes the presentation of graduates of the Faculty of Asian International Studies.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present a graduate who has been granted the Bachelor of Arts, Sam Fung. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts in Australian and Comparative Studies. Patricia Absol. Vivian Atherton. Lynn Old. Geraldine Barry. Robert Bradbury. Lisa Buccalo. Mary Carkeet. Dorothy Carley. Renee Champion. Cynthia Cooper. Stuart DeGody. Leonard Dingwell. Ray Eaton. Robin Gale. Sharon Hartshorn. Bruce Hurd. George Johnson. Catherine Linton. Glenda Murrell. Carmel Nugent. Maria Paxinos. Christopher Reeves. June Riley. Adele Shaw. Marilyn Steenland. Christine Stevenson. Fiona Ward. Jan Williams. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts in Contemporary European Studies. Nicolee Biggs. Emily Bradford. Bridget Broadbent. Linda Bull. Joanna Cabrera Lopez. Jean-Louis Durand. Judy Dunn. Andrea Hegarty. Leslie Yuckle. Amanda Lukic. Anita Mitchell. Michelle Ossipau. Sally Robson. Gabriel Rowan. Megan Smith. Ivan Tilsey. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts in Humanities. Nicholas Adams. Bradley Allen. Claire Allen. Delia Ambraselli. Ingrid Anderson. Robert Ansell. Duncan Barlow. Catherine Beard. Tracy Benton. Andrea Berry. Paul Bowen. Susan Bowers. Colin Burnham. Jimmy Buttafuoco. Nikki Chambers. Damon Chown. Peter Christie. Matthew Cook. Emma Cooney. Sarah Cochrane. Jenny Cotronio. Taryn Cox. Charlotte Cutting. Carla Duggan. Glenn Fox. Shane Fraser. Craig Gordian. Robert Gobby. Patrick Haffenstein. Kirsty Hamilton. Sonia Herman. James Hill. Marilyn Hillman. Daniela Hutchins. Christine Johnson. Athanasius Yonikas. Heidi Keir. Kerry Kellett. Stephen Kerr. Nicholas Lambic. Matt Larkin. Douglas Magendans. Stuart Mannion. Joshua Martin. Tracy McPate. Jim Morgan. Kerry Mulligan. Lisa Negrello. Peter Nissen. Janita Nunn. Louisa Ostrowski. Michelle Richards. Kirsty Rickett. Ian Ross. Ian Sherwood. Hayley Skirman. Julie Slater. Kathy Solomon. Maria Stark. Ellie Tamu. Rosemary Tanaka. Nancy Thiel. Amanda Toivanen. Andrea White. Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Medal for Achievement in the Bachelor's Degree course may be awarded annually to the graduate with the highest academic achievement in the course. The medal is not awarded if there is no candidate of sufficient merit. I present the graduate who has been granted the 1995 Humanities Medal, Douglas Magendans. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours in Humanities. Bernadette McCabe. Desme Sara. Jennifer Tannock Bland. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present two graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Arts with Second Class Honours Division A in Humanities. Robert Campbell. Greg Sanders. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present two graduates who have been granted the Graduate Diploma of Media Production. Gabriel Dayton. James Thompson. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present a graduate who has been granted the Master of Arts in Applied Ethics, Ross Forgione. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present two graduates who have been granted the Master of Arts in Australian Studies, Terence Holton. Lorraine Victorson. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present a graduate who has been granted the Master of Arts in Cultural Policy Studies, Annette Lee. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present two graduates who have been granted the Master of Arts in Film and Television Studies, Darren Kerr. Peter Riley. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present graduates who have been granted the Master of Arts in Women's Studies, Catherine Beecham. Marie Bracker. Katrina Drake. Susan Ferguson. Anne Harrison. Acting Deputy Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates of the Faculty of Humanities.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Deputy Chair of the Academic Committee, Associate Professor Merv Hyde, will now present candidates for the award of the University Medal. This will be followed by the presentation of graduates who have been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, the University Medal may be awarded to a graduate who has completed the requirements for both a bachelor's degree of the university and a degree with honours in recognition of academic excellence. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I'm pleased to present a graduate of the Faculty of Humanities who has been granted the 1995 University Medal, Jennifer Tannock Bland. Acting Deputy Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally of research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is the principal basis of examination. The degree is only awarded if the examiners are satisfied that the thesis makes a significant and original contribution to knowledge and understanding of the field of knowledge in which it is concerned. Tonight, the University is proud to honour its Doctor of Philosophy graduates who have satisfied these rigorous criteria for the award of the degree. Acting Deputy Chancellor, James Garton has been awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Asian and International Studies. Dr. Garton's thesis examined principles for the design of a learner corpus, or collection of words and phrases used by language learners, based on the use of authentic texts. Dr. Garton proposed procedures for the collection of words and phrases using word frequency taxonomies and analyses of technicality. The study investigates the capacity of such a corpus to provide language learning resources and provides a model for the contribution of computer-assisted language learning to developing writing skills of English as a second language. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. James Garton. Acting Deputy Chancellor, Ross Donald Laurie has been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Humanities. By examining the depiction of masculinity and gender roles in popular magazines in Australia in the 1950s, Dr. Laurie has shown the important role played by this form of publication in the acquisition and transmission of gender roles. Dr. Laurie examines a range of different magazines aimed at boys, men and mixed gender audiences to show how dominant masculinity was constructed, but also how anxieties and uncertainties about the male role of breadwinner were articulated. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Ross Donald Laurie. Acting Deputy Chancellor, Robert Ian McQueen has been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Humanities. The history of incorporations legislation and its administration is intimately tied to changes in social beliefs in respect to the role and purpose of the corporation. By studying the evolution of the corporate form in Britain and Australia, Dr. McQueen's dissertation illuminates debates on key concepts, including the meanings of laissez-faire, the freedoms of commerce, the notion of corporate responsibility, and the role of state regulation of business. In doing so, Dr. McQueen's study advances our understanding of the shape, effectiveness and deficiencies of modern regulatory regimes. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Robert Ian McQueen. Acting Deputy Chancellor, Deborah Ann Selway has been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Humanities. Dr. Selway's thesis presents the biographies of 7 Australian women leaders working within the traditions of Aboriginal spirituality, Buddhism, Christianity, Anglican and Roman Catholic, Hinduism, Islam and Judaism. It analyses and compares ways in which the women experienced, balanced and consolidated external and internal religious authority in their rise to leadership roles in these traditions. In the act of telling the women's stories, the thesis promotes the documentation of contemporary women's experience in religious life. Acting Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Deborah Ann Selway. Acting Deputy Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of Doctor of Philosophy graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a brief musical interlude performed by the Griffith University Collegiate Singers.
he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Down came a jumbuck to drink at the billabong. Up jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee, and he sang as he shoved that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
And he sang as he shoved that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Up rode the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Up rode the troopers, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
And they
Whose is that jumbuck you've got in your tucker bag?
Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up jumped the swagman and sprang into the billabong.
You'll never catch me alive.
Say, and his voice may be heard as you pass by that billabong. Ooh, come waltzing
Matilda with me.
Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. You'll come a waltzing Matilda, with me. Waltzing Matilda.
With the authority of the Council, I shall now confer degrees of Doctor of the University. I call upon the Acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor George Carney, to make the first presentation.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Council of the University has resolved to award the degree of Doctor of the University to Mr. Ray Crook. Ray Austin Crook, Member of the Order of Australia. Ray Crook was born in Alban, Victoria in July 1922. As a child, he was strongly influenced by his father's enthusiasm for nature and by a boyhood love for the simple country life. These early influences remained with him in adulthood and provided a reference for his later landscapes and depiction of island life. In 1937, he left school to work with the Melbourne Advertising Agency, attending the Swinburne Technical School as part of his training. His preliminary studies at Swinburne were interrupted by army service in Western Australia, North Queensland and Borneo during the early 1940s. In these formative years in the army, Ray Crook developed the habit of observing, note-taking and sketching. The most valuable and illuminating experience of his war service was the introduction it gave him to the lives of native peoples. He was particularly affected by his impressions of the native life of Borneo. He still recalls being carried away with his first sight of this new life, the startling vision of dark island people walking from the shade, dressed in bright primary colours. It was a vision of simplicity that was to inspire much of his future work. In 1946, he resumed his studies at Swinburne, and in 1949 held his first exhibition at the Kaminsky Gallery in Melbourne. The title of some of the works exhibited announced themes that were to be dominant in his later painting: Summer Flowers with Shell, Native Huts Borneo, Tobacco Pickers Resting, Native Girl Washing, Railway Yard Queensland, and so on. After a second exhibition in 1949, he did not exhibit again for another 8 years. During this time he travelled extensively, returning to his beloved Thursday Island on several occasions. He worked at a number of different jobs, including diving for trochus from a pearling lugger. After 2 years on Thursday Island, he returned to the mainland to pursue his career as a painter. He resumed his connection with Swinburne Technical School, this time as a member of staff teaching drawing and fabric printing. In October 1957, he held a second one-man exhibition at the Kaminsky Gallery, and in 1959, another at the Australian Galleries. It was the success of the latter exhibition that was to prove a turning point for Ray Crook. In the following years, he held a further 3 exhibitions, the largest and most important held in September 1960, inaugurating his long and fruitful association with the Johnson Gallery. Since that time, his paintings have been exhibited frequently in leading galleries in most Australian capital cities, including all state galleries and the National Gallery, Canberra. His work has been represented in a number of significant group exhibitions and is frequently sold through leading auction houses. Overseas, he has exhibited at the Australian Arts Exhibition at the Tate Gallery, London in 1963, and at a one-man show at Leicester Galleries in 1947, as well as being represented in the Vatican Collections, Rome. In 1966, he was appointed an official war artist in Vietnam, and in 1970 won the Archibald Prize of the Art Gallery of New South Wales for his character study of the writer George Johnson. Through his paintings of the Australian landscapes, portraits and visions of island life, Ray Crook has proved to be one of Australia's most popular and enduring artists over the last 35 years. He has been described as an original artist whose paintings reflect a mind that is intensely serious, thoughtful and in sympathetic harmony with nature. At the heart of everything he paints lies a special stillness and silence, his vision reaching beyond the immediate subject to reveal things of the enduring validity in the relationship between man and nature. In restating the same themes, he believes that the artist can penetrate even deeper into a mystery, whether it be bathers in the blue waters on Magnetic Island or Fijian islanders in colourful sarongs against the backdrops of thatched bures in the palm-fringed beaches. His unique attention to the fall of light is just one of the mysteries explored by his work. Ray Crook has said that he is obsessed with the sensation that painting gives him, his emphasis to paint the perfect painting. It is like a journey of discovery. I repeat myself endlessly because the variations of the vision are never-ending, and with the added painting experience I approach closer to the ultimate wedding of vision and hand, the moment in time when all factors are right. In Ray Crook's work, the viewer can sense this striving for perfection and simplicity. It is especially fitting that the Council of Griffith University should honour Ray Crook in recognition of his distinguished contribution to art. Acting Deputy Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Ray Austin Crook, Member of the Order of Australia, for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University.
To make the second presentation.
Acting Deputy Chancellor, the Council of the University has resolved to award the degree of Doctor of the University to Mr. Louis Naura. Acting Deputy Chancellor, Louis Naura was born in Melbourne in 1950 and was educated at St Mark's Catholic School and at various public schools. In a series of jobs, including employment as a chef and a truck driver, before taking up writing as a full-time career. Since his first play, Albert Names Edward, was performed on ABC Radio in 1975, Louis Naura has established himself as one of Australia's leading playwrights. Over a 20-year period, his output has been both prolific and diverse. His versatile writing talents, covering a wide range of mediums such as theatre, film, novel, television and opera. He is the author of over 20 theatre and radio plays, including Inner Voices, Visions, Inside the Island, The Precious Woman, Capricornia, Summer of the Aliens, Cosi, The Temple, The Incorruptible, and Miss Bosnia. He wrote the scripts for the telemovies Displaced Persons, Hunger, and The Lizard King, created and wrote 6 episodes of the television series The Last Resort, and wrote the screenplay for the movies Map of the Human Heart and Cosi. He has also written 2 novels, The Mystery of Beauty and Palu, a series of short stories, a number of libretti, as well as various translations and adaptations of foreign language plays, including the highly successful production of Cyrano de Bergerac in 1980. Louis Naura is widely regarded as one of the visionaries of Australian national theatre. From his earliest plays, he has not been frightened to tackle ambitious themes and structures. His epic early works, Inner Voices, set in 18th century Russia, and Visions, set in 19th century Paraguay, represent a new impulse and a departure from other local dramatists who were concerned almost exclusively with Australian settings and subjects. His theatre presents scenes which are crisp, emblematic and strongly visualised, using language which is simple and contemporary. In his plays, he seeks to imbue in his audience a critical detachment rather than win their identification with a character or with a cause. Much of Louis Nowra's work reflects his fascination with the bizarre and the unusual. His idea of theatre is to shatter and unnerve the audience, to disrupt their habitual ways of thinking. In both his poignant comedies and expansive epics, his imagination escapes from the familiar into other people's worlds. As a consequence, his plays have a great range and variety of subject matter, from the world of an Indonesian tribe whose families lose their money throwing funerals, to the subtle humour of a beauty contest in the middle of war-torn Bosnia. One of the aims of his plays is not to present people with a mirror image of their own worlds, but to challenge their imaginations with visions of life that is new and different. Described as one of Australia's major literary figures, Louis Nowra has received several prestigious awards in recognition of his work. He was the winner of the Prietalia Award in 1990 for the radio play Summer of the Aliens, winner of the 1992 New South Wales Premier Literary Prize and the 1994 Green Room Award for his play Kosi, and the winner of the 1994 Premier's Literary Award for The Temple. In 1994, he won the Literary Society Gold Medal and received the Canada-Australia Award from the Canada Council and the Australian Literature Board. In addition to these awards, Louis Nowra has received critical acclaim overseas with performance of his plays in New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Germany, Canada, France, the United Kingdom and the United States. It is especially fitting that the Council of Griffith University should honour Louis Nowra in recognition of his distinguished contribution to literature. Acting Deputy Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Louis Nowra for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University.
I now call upon Louis Nowra, Doctor of the University, to deliver the occasional address.
Thank you very much, the Acting Vice-Chancellor, the Acting Deputy Chancellor, the non-acting Ray Crook, and the graduate and postgraduate students of Griffith University. This is a very strange occasion for me to be here. I never completed my degree. When I was a boy, I thought I would become a truck driver and never dreamed I would end up being a writer. When I was at university, I knew I would never get a degree, and I was proved right. So it was with some degree of astonishment that I stand before you having been given an honorary degree. I was brought up in the Housing Commission estate in Fawkner, Melbourne. My first school was St Mark's, and we were taught by nuns who had been shipped out from Ireland. So thick were their accents that all the students developed Irish brogues. From the very beginning, I was a poor student, and that never changed over my whole education. And I fear I was a disruptive one. The exasperated nuns took to twisting my ears to try and control me. During weekends, I would put sticky tape and try and tape back my ears so I wouldn't look like Prince Charles and his jug ears. Yet I was extremely lucky. My mother's family was intensely curious about the world and very adventurous. My mother's sister lived in Malaya during the 1950s and 60s, and my mother's first husband was Javanese. You have to remember the sheer courage and stubbornness of a white woman of the time, that is 1945, 1946, marrying what many Australians considered was a nigger, and he was called a nigger when he was in Australia. The marriage broke under the strain of the Indonesian War of Independence. My mother's friends, Auntie Dot and Auntie Marge, also married a Javanese man, and I saw their mixed marriages as entirely natural. It is from my mother and my auntie's husband, Uncle Ben and Uncle Ed, that I learnt a valuable lesson that has never left me. Like my mother's first husband, Uncle Ben and Uncle Ed supported the Dutch rather than Sukarno during the War of Independence, and they paid the price by being forced to live in exile here in Australia. Even years later, they were not allowed back to Java to see their dying parents. Yet my mother's husband was allowed back immediately because he was an expert in oil, especially in Sumatra. What struck me as a boy, and I guess still does, is the sometimes grim toll we pay for supporting a cause we believe in, and the hypocrisy of governments and their cruelty towards individuals. Nothing I've seen or experienced since then has changed my attitude. I was also lucky in that my mother's brother, Uncle Bob, worked in theatre for J.C. Williamson's, a company that specialised in musicals. For a boy, a working-class boy, brought up in the Drab Housing Commission estate, seeing shows like My Fair Lady, Camelot and Hello Dolly, was a purest form of intoxication. There is no doubt that these influences from my childhood are still with me and have determined all my imaginative life. I arrived at university decidedly unprepared for its academic rigours. I'd been forced to read highbrow literature when I was at high school, but if I did read any novels outside of school with any enjoyment, then they were Biggles or the schlock novels of Harold Robbins and Irving Wallace. Now I look back on it, the idea of someone like myself having to understand and tackle a first year of philosophy, literature and history and the like was patently absurd. And yet university did provide me with something special, time. Not interested in my courses, I was at a loss until I discovered a secret world of literature. And this was the world of Vladimir Nabokov, William Faulkner, Nathaniel West and Ronald Furbank. I cannot tell you the sheer joy these writers gave me. I didn't have to criticise or analyse them because they were not on the curriculum. All I had to do was experience the exquisite sense of pleasure in reading their novels. It is very difficult to analyse pleasure and a sensuous experience of reading, and when you were someone like me who had no academic critical skills, then reading these authors was a great indulgence, and because it was a secret indulgence, it held even greater bliss. And there was another world that didn't belong to the academic one, and that was theatre. In the late 1960s, early 70s, when I attended university, drama, unless it was Elizabethans, was not studied. And so you had to search out modern drama by yourself or with like-minded friends, and such discoveries had their own thrills. To come across a play by Pinter or Arden or Bond or Orton was, in a sense, to fall in love at first sight. Here were outrageous, violent, astringent plays that open up a world of theatre I knew nothing about. I was just used to musicals. I just assumed in straight plays eventually they'd get to the song. Yes, they were English playwrights, these playwrights, because modern Australian theatre was just beginning with playwrights like Williamson, Hibbert and Romeril, but there was a sense that they were daring and confrontational, even in Australia. It may seem strange to talk of literature in terms of bliss, pleasure and sensuousness, but then I guess I'm saying how much the secret worlds I discovered meant so much to me, and in many respects changed me and made me what I am today. Just as a lover will change you. The other main influence on me were my peers, The graduates here tonight will probably know what I'm talking about, the enthusiasm of your peers. As serendipity would have it, two of them are here tonight, and both, in their own ways, were critical to very personal decisions I made. I remember sitting in a second-year tutorial listening to Ian Hunter, who was not only brilliant at critical analysis, but had actually read the texts, and I was gobsmacked by the realisation that I had no future at university. So to Ian, I'm eternally grateful that I realised that I had no future at university. Now, what would I do outside of university? It was another one of my peers, Dave Riley, who's also here tonight, who inadvertently supplied the answer. It was he who introduced me to modern drama, and he kindled my enthusiasm for it, and that kept on going, and I think that's why I became a playwright. If I've learnt anything since I've left university, then it is the pernicious disease of habit. And here I'm talking about the way we think. Many people stop truly thinking after the age of 30, and this applies to any profession. For some people, it seems such an effort to keep abreast of new developments, which is another way of saying they are no longer interested in the world. I think many people are psychologically dead by the age of 30. They have no new friends, no new interests, and are content to let the future and even the present pass them by. One of the most fascinating things about theatre is how styles and fashion change so radically and so swiftly, much more so than novels or poetry. And many playwrights find it difficult to adapt to these changes, which, when you look at the careers of playwrights, many are very short indeed. Just as there are many scientists whose careers are over and done with by the time they are 30 and do not and cannot change their theories. As we live longer, I think it takes a strongly conscious effort to remain interested in the world and people and things, and most importantly, to break habits of thinking and find ways to refresh your imagination. And as I get older, I find that the people who impress me more and more are the botanists, naturalists and biologists. Unlike many other professions, naturalists, especially the best ones, even in old age, are still curious about the world, still fascinated to see the world in details or in the grain of sand. It is their curiosity, their delight in details, which stops them from falling into habitual patterns of thinking. And to me, Charles Darwin, Humboldt, Richard Schultz, the great ethnobotanist, Cleland, the great Australian mycologist, and Edward O. Wilson seem to me as thrilling and as sensuous in their descriptions of nature as the greatest writers. The 1990s seems to me to be the most momentous and exciting decade I've lived through. This is a time when things are breaking apart, when the monolithic society and culture of my boyhood is thankfully being dismantled. In my youth, it seemed there were only two political systems, capitalism and communism, us and them. The fears of communism may seem silly now, but were an intrinsic part of our culture, my youth. Many people like my mother feared a Chinese takeover of Australia. Once they take over, said my mother, they'll put 4 or 5 families in our house to live with us. And indeed, the mental image of 16 to 20 people all trying to use the bathroom in the morning did strike terror into my heart. Needless to say, I was thrilled when European communism self-destructed, and I've been thrilled by the changes of the past couple of decades in Australia. As we have become a pluralistic culture, so have moved towards a hybrid nation, and there is such a thing, as botanists know, as hybrid vigour. People fear the globalisation of the media and fret for minority cultures, but curiously I'm much more optimistic. It seems that such a threat galvanises minority cultures into maintaining their language and culture, and at the same time to become part of the global media network. One just has to look close to home at how several Aboriginal groups are using television to reinforce pride in their own language and culture. There are dangers in the pluralistic culture of tribalism and ghettoisation, but the breakdown of the bland, suffocating, monolithic culture and society of my youth has been nothing short of revolutionary. Finally, Australia has become interesting, and new graduates are going to take advantage of it. I wish you all the best. or as we say in theatre, break a leg.
It gives me great pleasure in thanking Ray Crook, Member of the Order of Australia, Doctor of the University, and Louis Nowra, Doctor of the University, for doing us the gracious honour of accepting the awards they've received tonight. I'm particularly grateful to Louis Nowra for sharing with us the intimate and secret life of the vital curiosity of growing up in southern parts of Australia, sharing with us family, peer, school, and what might seem on first look a unsuccessful period at university. Louis, there is indeed life after 30. This university is now 25 years old this year, and we are celebrating it with great vigour and look forward to a very fulsome existence thereafter. You have challenged us to think about what our role is as a university, how we challenge, cajole, teach, and hopefully present a product that is better than when the people came to join us. We are a value-adding university. Thank you very much for your words to us today and to those you've shared with the graduates. I would like to add my own congratulations to all graduates today and to celebrate with you this very special occasion as you join us in your festive gowns to mark the end of a particular period of your life. I encourage you to join the Alumni Association. The Griffith University Alumni Association has the largest percentage of graduates of any university in Australia. I ask you to join us and make that percentage even larger. Stay in touch with your alma mater. Watch our success, watch our growth, and forever be part of the university. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is now concluded. When the fanfares begin, please rise and remain standing as the Deus Party, the staff procession and the graduates retire.